Hi everyone, Sarah Troy here from selfdiscoverymedia.com. The passing of Twitch has actually had an effect on me. I have done many a show with a parent who's lost a child to suicide. Sometimes you can understand why they have done it. Maybe they're in terminal illness. Maybe it's something that they just don't want to impose on their family, the suffering. But when we look at Twitch's life, we saw a loving father, a loving husband, somebody with an incredible career, a zest for life that was just absolutely exuberant. And never would we have thought that he would do what he's done, especially a few days before Christmas. But we never know what's going on in someone's heart and soul. We never know the despair of depression that comes in and rips your gut out. There is no reasoning with depression. There is no logic. There's no snapping out of it. It is painful. It is so encompassing. It doesn't matter what your mind says. You'll get over this. Don't do this. You'll get better. Don't worry. It just eats you up from the inside out. There is nothing that you see, nothing that you feel other than the pain and the anguish and the despair. And all you want to do is for it to stop. And I have been down that path of depression, and I know I have had many a thought of suicide. For me, with my children, I would never put them through the pain of that. They've had to grow up and see other friends of theirs go through the pain of their parents committing suicide and the children being left behind. So many questions, so many things of, could I have done something differently? We've lost another beautiful light soul, and his family is left in shock and in their own despair. And it's going to take a long time for them to get over it, because maybe there were no signs, or never the signs big enough to see what was coming. So I'm asking you right now, don't assume because you see somebody being so happy, so exuberant, that they've got it all under control, or that they can't go to the darkest place in their heart and soul. And don't assume they can snap out of it or just take a drug to get out of it. If we learn to speak with one another, if we learn to care, if we learn to ask questions, if we give people a space that it's okay to say, I'm hurting. It's okay for them to say, I'm having dark thoughts. It's okay for them to say, everybody sees me as this positive persona. I don't want to show them the darkness because it may reflect on the light that I give. We've got to stop worrying about what other people's perception will be of us, because it will be what it will be. But we have to reach out our arms, our attention, our caringness, our hearts, and say, we're here to listen. We're here to help. We're here to guide you through this so it doesn't eat you up, and so that you don't take your life and then afterwards regret it, because many do. My heart goes out to Alison and the children. I have a show coming out next week on a young man who committed suicide, and his father found a book that he had written afterwards. And that book has gone on to be so illuminating and such a teacher of self-love to others that it is his legacy, and it has become the teachings to the father. When people do cross over for whatever way, I know you're mad because they've done this, but let's look at the joy they left behind, and let's keep that light of theirs shining bright, and let's support the people they've left behind, and let's not pass any judgment. It is painful to lose people in this way. It's painful to lose people in any way. But when we see people like Robin Williams and so many others that are such a beacon of light suddenly gone by their own hand, we can't understand how they could be so exuberantly in joy, in the love of life one moment, and in such despair the next. We may never understand it, but we at least need to acknowledge it Pay attention to it and help those that are going through it. Because somehow, in some way, we've got to shed that light back in their darkness and let them know they're loved, that we're there for them, and that there is a different path to take. No shame, no blame, just love and understanding for those that chose that path, for those that may think of that path, and for those that have been left behind because of it. We're in a season where many, many suicides are committed because of loneliness, a feeling of disconnect, not belonging. Nobody cares. Nobody is listening. Nobody can hear you. This is the time when we really need to be there for each other, anytime, but especially at these times of coming together and pretending to be cheerful when maybe you're not. Let us show some compassion to one another. It's been a rough few years, and those that stepped up into the light to keep us bright shining through it are the ones that are feeling the pain now. So reach out to family and friends, ask how they're doing and tell them, hey, no BS. Come on, tell me, how are you really doing? I want to know because I care. You never know if that caringness can just catch them in time before the despairingness comes in and just set them on a different path. Let us just show some compassion, kindness, caringness to one another. Lord knows our hearts and souls and spirits need it. We all need a hug. We all need just a breath. We all need to know that we're cared for. So let's care for ourselves, let's care for others, and let's make sure that compassion leads the way. I don't want to see any more twitches out in the news, but we will. Let's see if we can prevent it. Let's see if we can stop it in any way. But let not their light dim because of it. He was an incredible example of life, love, and exuberance. Little did we know of the darkness. To everyone out there that may be feeling a loss or struggling, please don't go it alone. If you feel that you're going down that rabbit hole, reach out, either a hotline or a friend, or sometimes that perfect stranger that's on the bench when you go for a walk. Somebody out there is ready to listen. Please hold on. I beg of you, hold on. You will get through this. I know how despairing it is, how consuming it is, how all you want to do is leave this world. But hold on a little longer. Go through it. Do whatever you need to do to fight that battle. Because when you do, you'll be so grateful that you didn't take that path. And for everyone out there, never tell someone to snap out of it. Never say to them, oh, cheer, cheer, cheer. Just some love and compassion, warmth and light on their darkness so they can ride that wave and get through to the other side. Love and compassion to all, and may we be there for one another. Sarah Joy here. Bye, folks.